Okay, so good morning, and this is just going to be a quick trading analysis. Okay, this is going to help. I'm just going to do this. I'll find time to always do this after training sections to especially help those that are plugged in already in our mentorship sections. It's going to help you. So when you are looking at your chart from everything we've been trying to explain, it's going to look more assimilating. Okay, so I'll find time to be always doing this, to be doing this more often in the morning. So this is our trading analysis, and this is our broker. This is 17th September, right? One thing about this broker is an hour different from our time frame here in Nigeria, because this is not a Nigerian broker account. Okay, so this is our charts, and this is I'm gonna do let me do a very good indication right here. So this is my chart. This is chart for today, and this right. So my trading window is always 7, okay, 7 to 8, as you all know. So this is our charts, and then so what happened? So analysis already showed a very stick display right here. You see this indication, you see this support right here, sorry, this resistance right here, and all of those breakdowns. So right here we had a support, a very powerful support. Okay, what a very powerful support right here, and this is 6:55. Remember how I normally take my trades? I take my trade in minutes, and I take my trades 15-minute intervals. So first idea comes at 7 o'clock. Second idea comes 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, and then finally at 8 o'clock. But I have strict rules for all of my entries. So exactly at this particular trade idea, we had a struggle right here, meeting this area of support. I want to put in this chart so you can see it better. So right here we had a price coming down to this level of support. Okay, this is remember, this is now in the past. But if you had met this chart on the go, you'd find out that there was a struggle right here. You see this long week, price was kind of trying to break above this levels around this zone, but then sellers came in and rejected price. So the willingness of sellers broke down our reliable support, right, the zone, and you can see that big drop, that huge drop right there. So sellers came in automatically and reversed this trend. So when we spotted that, we took that for a sell right at this point. Now this is 16th and today is 17th, right? So right at this sell, we took that for a sell, and you see that was already a payout for us right there. The sell at 6 o'clock. That is, my broker is an hour different, right? So at 6 o'clock we had that payout. Okay. Okay. So the next idea was going to be at 7:15, and that's it here. So if you noticed from all of this angle, there was a heavy drop. So the psychology behind this is, firstly, sellers got involved at this particular juncture, right? I want to use some tools right here. So sellers got involved around this juncture and caused price to drop. So immediately price dropped to this point. I want to use another. Immediately price dropped to this point, area around this. All the buyers available at this point lost hope. What they believed to be low did not act again, or did not vary no more. So most of the buyers took out their positions, giving the lot to sellers. Remember, this is a game of the majority. Majority actually thrive in this market. So that is the reason for this full drop right here, a heavy drop right here, right? Okay. So after this heavy drop, there was another level of minimum selling activities that happened right at this zone. Right at this zone. Minimum, you see that minimum activities. Before this level, big market movers, that is those we call the big boys in the market, has already taken the profit. So right here, they came in, They came in at these two junctures, at these two candles, they came in. And right here, they've taken their positions out because price has dropped. Now, what happened at this juncture is the majority saw that price has been dropping for a while, and then they came in right there because the majority always follows the minority that knows what they're doing. And you understand what the majority do at most of the times. Majority don't get in when they should get in life. They come before time, and the opportunity must have gone. So this is the the majority of the buyers, those we call the fence watchers. So they moved in at this point, and the big boys are already out. So there were a little movement, a little sell, but also the market sold, but then a little selling activities happened at this point. I'm trying to be so fast. Okay, so after that, we already know that the big boys are done with what they're doing in the market. We already know that. So because of that knowledge and the signals this particular country was giving to us, we already know that the big boys are done. And the buyers can actually tip in a bit. Sorry, yes, the buyers can tip in a bit. So I bought that level for 5 minutes at 7:15, and that's this idea. So this is 7:15. This is 6:15 right here, right? But then on our broker, on our live chart, it's 7:50. So we bought this idea right there, and that was the payout, 75%, right? And if you check the closing price and the open price, okay, and the open time 7:09, and then we locked that idea at 7:20, right? Because it's 5 minutes from 7:15 to 7:20, 7:20. So that's this particular idea, right? So moving forward, okay, beg your pardon. Okay, so 1 minute, please. Let me clear up this chart. So moving forward, we have here, there was a kind of restriction at this zone. Now, these are strategic levels that I teach. Of course, if you've been on my mentorship section, you should understand what these green levels represent. They represent strategic, powerful levels. We don't just set support and resistance by eyeballing the chart. We have systematic and quite arithmetic way and patterns we set support and resistance. And this is a very powerful way, powerful method. So right here, there was a rejection from against buyers to buy beyond this level. So you can see that that's a failed price right at this point, and our price rejected right at this point. This is 7:40. You can see the time at the level here. When I bring down my cursor, it is always the time always appears right at the bottom. If you just maintain your eye contact around this level, you would see the timing, right? It's 7:40 right there. Remember, I take my ideas 15-minute interval. That is 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30. Okay, I've not taken my 7:30 idea. So right here, we'll have 7:30 right here, right? So what happened right here? There was, if you check closely, you find out that there's a rejection at this point. There's a rejection at this point, and then also buyers giving a willingness, showing willingness to breaking this level by giving us a signal we call an engulfing candle. Right at this point, right, there was a partial engulfing, but then that is an effort, okay, made by buyers to breaking above here. Remember that from this axis, sellers have already taken their positions away. They've liquidated their profit, and so buyers trying to take over positions, but then they're still struggling because there are rejected levels. So we took this idea, text entry, we took it for a buy because we understood that if it's going to buy, at some point it's going to sell. So we took this particular position for a buy. The first position we took for a buy was high. Okay, so we took another position for a buy, also a lower buy. So this is what happened at 7:30 on our breakdown. So the first idea, if you checked out, the first idea was a loss. We took it above, right? We took, and the price shoot up. Remember, this is HFX. You have to be so acute, so smart in doing it. So the second idea we also took, remember I told you we took two ideas in that 7:30, that same time frame. The second idea was 7:30. So we cleared our second idea right at that zone, at that point, right? So that's for this particular idea. So our 7:45 idea right happened at this zone. Okay, so look at what happened. Now there's something I want to explain in a bit. Now, one thing about the financial market, in fact, one thing about the world, the universe is everything is in constant motion. And for the very important part that everything is moving, gives it what a reason to change. So everything that has molecules and atoms are constantly changing. So you should also watch out in the financial market about changing dynamics to adapt very easily. Okay. In fact, in the HFX, things change quickly than in the old traditional market. A pattern can change within a minute, within a second. So that's why we train you. That's why we give you enough time to grab this. That's how we put you into strenuous activities and very, very intensive mentorship sections. So right here, we were waiting for our 7:45 idea. But then if you notice something right here, if you're attuned to the market to this point, you will observe that there are patterns that repeated at the 7 o'clock idea that also came up at this point. Well, it's not about the repetition, it's about understanding the psychology behind its formations. All right. So at this particular juncture, we had sellers coming back to position. So they took back their positions and gave us a big blow, a very big blow to buyers. If you check at the 7 o'clock patterns, you'll find out that almost similar thing happened right here. Okay, we had a pattern right here. Okay, and it also appeared right at this point. So all you just need to do is be attuned to the market. So when we saw that there's not just a pattern right there, but there was also an engulfing bearish candle at this point. And then we saw willingness of price to break below that level. And also on the 30 minutes, we also had something in that regard. Here, there was a big blow at this point, and then price showing us willingness to break down below that level, right? So right there, we already knew that price is going to drop, and it's going to drop heavily. So I just sold. I sold high. Remember, we sold high, and then that is that idea at 7:45. That's the idea at 7:45, and that is how we got in on that idea at 7:45, and that was a big smash at that level. So look at that drop all the way down to this point. You can see how that pushed up. Okay. So one important thing we do is we attune you to the market. We attune you to the market. We give you the skill set and the auto attune you. You become attuned with the market. You perceive and you are emotionally attuned with the financial market. So for the final idea, I didn't take it, because I've got reasons or rules to take any ideas. Right? If I'm going to take a sell idea, I'm going to take that sell higher than the last closed price. And if I'm going to buy any idea, I'm going to buy it lower than the closed price. So what do I mean by lower? What do I mean by higher? Now, this is my rule. If I'm going to sell an idea, this particular candle here, right? If I'm going to sell this, I'm going to sell it higher than this close, I'm going to sell it higher than this close price, right? If I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy what? Lower than the close price. But then if you find out in this particular candle, that's the last candle at this is my last candle at 8 o'clock. If you watch the time, you find out that this is Tuesday, 17th September 2024, 8 o'clock. It's showing at my screen. So here, right there, we didn't have an open above our old price. So we didn't get in. But we knew we're going to sell that idea, but we're waiting for an idea, a price that is higher than the close price. So it didn't give us that. So that's why we did not take as 8 o'clock idea. So, but so far, so good. It's just been 5 and 1, and that is a perfect result to go home with. So that's what we do here. The skill set is powerful. Is really poverty obviating. How do I call that? I don't even get so well. But then I want to also let you know that Easy Earners Academy mentorship program is still on and it's still running. Registrations are on. All right. Don't knock at the door afterwards that we've increased our registration, our mentorship fees. I promise you very well that there's a time coming that we're going to increase our registration up to 1,500 boss before to get a section with us. But right now, currently, we're just releasing our mentorship sections for just $300 as minimum as that. And no academy in Africa, in the world, does that. And you can also make those payments because it's a 6 months duration training. You can decide I want to be paying my registration fees or my mentorship training fees at the month end. So if you're going to be doing at month end, instrumentally, it's going to be $120 a month until your training is over. Remember, the year is about to shut down. Do not end this year without a skill set. I will see you guys on the other side. Bye for now.